Hey guys. So, been up since about 4 a.m. this morning. I'm waking up about, at 4 o'clock a lot at the moment. And I decided just to play a few blitz games just to see, am I playing well? I thought my brain was awake, but I hadn't had my breakfast and I hadn't had my coffee. Played 3 blitz games. I won 1 and lost 2. And this is the last one. And it's in the French, and I've discovered a new gambit against the French defence. I got absolutely rogered in this game. Okay, so I'll take you through it. So e4, e6, the French defence. Okay, my opponent's rated about 1270, 1280, and now they play f4, La Bourdonnais version. Okay, variation. I just pushed d5 as normal, and now the knight comes out. So my opponent here seems to be offering a pawn. So I'm thinking, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. I can grab the pawn and attack the knight, and now the knight comes into e5. Right, now, general principle when you are faced with what appears to be a free pawn, in general it makes sense not to try too hard to defend your extra pawn, but here I did. I thought my opponent doesn't know what he's doing. I just pushed f5 to defend this nice advanced pawn now on e4. Okay, but that was not the right move, because now my opponent has the very aggressive queen h5 check because I've pushed Freddy. Right, now this is a problem. Okay, I'm in check. My king only has 1 square to go to. The only other way to defend against the check is to push the g6 pawn. But if I push g6, this is a very familiar pattern, because the knight can take on g6, right? And now my rook is trapped. My rook has nowhere to go. Okay, so the knight can take the rook on the next move, and it comes with the discovered check on the king. So what do you do? So here I pushed my king to e7, and knowing that the queen can come into f7, right? Now I'm actually fairly secure down here because my queen's defending the bishop, rook's defending the knight, bishop's defending the pawn, rook's defending that pawn. Okay, but my king now has to move to d6. Now the other knight comes out, right? And I try and exchange queens, but now the queen's knight now comes in with check, and my king is starting to run out of squares. Can't go there because of the other knight, right? So I move my king to here, and now knight takes on c7, and it's all gone horribly wrong. I throw in a check. Just doesn't work. I've already lost 1 rook. I try and defend. Another check, and it's just a bloodbath, right? So at this point, I now actually just resign the game. So this is actually called the Reuter Gambit, and weirdly, I don't think I've ever come across this so far in my game. In all the time I've been playing the French defence, okay? So, accepting the pawn seems to make sense, but now after the knight comes in, f5 seems to be a mistake. So, let's look at the game review, and let's figure out what you should do in response to this gambit, because we'll go through it. I'm then going to update my notes so that if anyone ever tries to punk me again in this, I will know what to do. Right, now, so apparently there's 2 blunders I play in this, but already I'm 1.5 in front at a certain point in the game. So where do we go wrong? Okay, so normal, and now d5 is a book move. That's good, and apparently we have equality at this point. After the knight comes out, book move, but black is already 1 point in front. So what should I do? Capturing the pawn is a good move, okay? And now after the knight comes in, apparently that's good, but black is still 1.5 in front. Okay, so now I play f5, and that is a mistake because queen h5 check is a great move. Now what I was worried about was if I push g6 here, that the knight takes g6, and it's not very good. However, so I play this, and that is a blunder. White is already basically in a 1 position after this. It's the best move. That's forced. Okay, so let's go back to here. Okay, this is the blunder. What is best? Well, g6 is actually a better move, although white is still now in a good position, plus 0.78, because, yes, the knight can take. The knight can take here, right? But then, okay, it's only 0.5, 0.6 in front, because then the move is knight to f6. Okay, this is a counterattack against the queen. Okay, so the knight can't take the rook now, but now, because the knight has moved, the rook now does have an escape square. Okay, so the queen's going to have to escape. So the line would go queen h4, it says, okay, or queen h3, apparently is even better, according to the machine. And it's not too bad at this point, right? I've got fairly decent pawns in the center. I can now play rook g8 and defend the rook. I'm now attacking the knight. Okay, it says actually, taking the knight is better. Wow. Taking the knight, queen takes the rook, and it's not too bad. So let's go back to here. This is the mistake, and the computer is saying here that knight to d7 is the better move. Okay, so I take that back. Knight to d7 is the best move, and I'm still 1.5 in front. Okay, it's saying queen e2 might be played. No, it's not. It's saying d4. d4 I can capture en passant. But this is all, you know, whichever line from here seems to be now good for black. So I need to update my notes against this Reuter Gambit. Yeah, so there you go. If you're a French player, you need to look out for this sneaky little punk line in the French. So now I'm going to go away. I'm going to update my notes on this so that if anyone tries to pull this trick on me again, I'm going to know how to respond. Okay, just thought I'd share that little one with you because it's a lot of fun, and it's definitely dangerous because, you know, you play the most natural move there, and it's just so obvious to try and defend your pawn, but don't do it. Okay, so there you go, French players out there. Hope that's been useful for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.